Hi, welcome to the Diane Ingram Show. I'm your host, Diane Ingram. Today I'm going to be coaching Donna Pagliaro, wife, mother, business owner. Last when we talked with Donna, she was talking about wanting to move from intention to execution. She finds there's a gap. She has an idea of something she wants to do, but getting from the idea and actually making it happen is difficult for her. All kinds of roadblocks come in the way. It might be things she needs to do for her children at school. It might be things she needs to do for her business. It might be family that calls on her and she needs to go do something with them. It might be as simple as she runs into somebody and finds herself talking and hours later realizes, I just used the time that I was going to execute that one particular idea that I had. There's all kinds of things that get on our ways. Sometimes we sabotage ourselves, actually. We're a little maybe afraid of following through on something, or we don't believe that we can actually do it. So we find other things to distract us and just say, I just don't have the time. Life is just too busy. I just can't get to that thing that's really important to my life. So it's really important to kind of first clue into what are the important things in my life that if I were to actually act on them, execute them, that would change the quality of my life. What Donna talked about last time was first starting with organizing her house. She goes into her closet 2 or 3 times a day, and it drives her crazy because it's a mess. She can't find things. It's just disorganized. And it just keeps reminding her how she hasn't been successful in completing that task. And so I suspect that that bleeds into the other areas of her life where there's tasks she hasn't completed. So when we don't follow through on the things we want to follow through on, what happens is we start feeling really bad about ourselves. I guess I'm just not capable of it. I have these great ideas, but I'm not able to follow through on them. So we actually stop trusting ourselves, trusting our word, trusting our commitment. So Donna has taken on the task of doing her closet. And I've talked to her a little bit before today, and one of the things that helped her follow through on that was that she knew she was going to be coming back on the show, and I was going to be asking her about it. Another thing that helped her follow through is that she enrolled her daughter in helping her. And she said her daughter didn't even actually help her. She was mostly just hanging out with her, but she had company. So those are 2 things that are really important in following through. And taking something from intention to execution is getting someone to do it with us, helping us to move forward in whatever way, either literally helping us clean out the closet or keeping us accountable. We can say to a friend or a family member, this is what I'd like to do, and I'd like to have it done by next week. Would you just give me a quick call and check in and see how I did with that? We can coach our friends and not shaking the finger if it doesn't get done, but being very supportive and reminding us of the value in our life in following through on that. Donna talked last time about how she was going to experience freedom, clarity, and those things are going to come in when she does that. So someone to remind us, what are the qualities that are going to happen when you actually complete this task, when you actually execute this intention? So stay tuned. Let's see how Donna did. Hi, I'm Diane Ingram, your host, and today we have with us Donna Pagliaro, businesswoman, mother, and wife. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you very much.
And this is a follow-up. When you were first on the show, you talked about wanting to get from intention to execution and kind of the issues that come in between.
Right.
And one of the things that you wanted to focus on was clearing up your closet. And we have a before and after picture that we can show today about clearing up your closet. It looks like you did a fabulous job.
I did.
So what allowed you to be successful at clearing up your closet after all these times of feeling like it just wasn't happening?
I I think accountability, knowing that I was coming back.
Okay,
I have to tell you
accountability. It doesn't have to be a TV show you're coming back to, but accountability is really important.
Accountability to someone,
Yes,
something else other than myself, which is
Exactly.
probably like cause for some whole other discussion why accountability to myself isn't enough. But
well, it's often very helpful for it to have somebody else to kind of say, so how is that going? How is that project going that you wanted to do? Because we can talk ourselves out of it. We can say, I'll do that another day. And there's other important things to do. We can justify it all kinds of ways in our mind. It's just what we do. Nothing to beat ourselves up about, but it's just what we do. So by being accountable to somebody else, it allows us to be more successful. So a really important piece.
right.
And what else?
The other thing I decided to do that if I didn't get it done right away, it might not get done. So I set aside a very specific day and still took 3 days after that day. But it was, you know, pretty much after I spoke with you, I said, all right, I'm going to do this tomorrow.
Okay.
And then it actually took a little bit of time, but that worked out okay because you asked for some before and after pictures. So had I done it as quick as I wanted to do it, I wouldn't have had my before picture.
So what caused it to take? I mean, so I just was wondering, like, what got in the way of it happening the day that you committed to?
Schedules.
Yeah,
life,
things. Yeah, life as a
you
busy
know, life,
mother and all businesswoman
things.
and all the things that get in the way.
Exactly. Yeah.
But instead of getting discouraged, it seems like you just said, okay, it's not happening today, but I'll do it in 2 days or 3 days.
You know, it's on the list of things to do, and because I was accountable to you and I said it out loud, it remained on the top of the list. Things that aren't so pleasant or fun to do sometimes tend to get down here on the bottom of the list.
All right.
I also told my little girl, Annalie, who's
How old
little.
is she?
She just turned 10, so she's not that, oh yeah, she's little. She's still little. That this was something Mommy wants to do. So she said, okay, I'll help you. So she got on board.
Another really important piece to get support, to get actual physical help to help you. Not only to be accountable to somebody, a friend, a family member, but also to get somebody to kind of come and help you. And I'm wondering if it made it more fun.
Yeah, you know, just knowing that she was behind me made it more fun. She actually didn't help very much at all.
Okay, all right.
She, you know, would come in and peek on me every now and again. I emptied the entire closet out. That's what I did. So
Wow.
it became like if anybody walked in, it would have been like, are you sure? Like,
So let's put a picture up there right now of the before picture of what that closet looked like. And you pulled all the things out of the closet. Wow, that's a big job.
I did. So everything came out. And then I also had a little tete-a-tete with myself and said, you know what? You deserve another pair of khakis. You don't need to keep the pair you've had for 10 years. So I decided that was okay as well.
So there were some pieces in there that were just so old that you felt like it was time to get rid of them.
Yeah, I got rid of the guilt associated with holding on to something because it costs money. Some of the things that I held on to that had memory, I decided that the memories were worth it, and some of them I decided it wasn't worth it, you know?
And how did you determine that?
I don't know, just each individual piece of clothing. Does it really matter that you wore this when you were nursing your baby? Not really. But maybe, you know, when she was 3 and I was breaking away from that, maybe that did matter. It just didn't matter anymore.
Okay, so you checked in with yourself to see what mattered and what didn't.
Just checked in.
And also you have pictures probably of that time, so that's another memory. Because oftentimes we do hold on to a lot of different things from one particular memory, whereas if we could just kind of say, you know what, I'm going to keep this one item that reminds me of that time of my life, and I can let go of the other, 20 things or whatever that are associated with that event.
So that was it. And I'm happy to say that I've maintained a clean closet.
So let's show the after picture now.
Closet.
Her nice, neat closet. Yeah. So how has that been, to go to your closet and see a neat closet that's not full of things that, well, actually, did you get rid of things that you don't really wear that often?
I got rid of 2 humongous boxes of stuff. I probably got rid of 35 pair of shoes, which is pretty funny.
Wow.
And a dozen pair of pants and shirts and sweaters and anything that, after a certain amount of washing, I'm tall, so, if the sleeve starts to shrink, why keep it?
Right.
Why keep it?
So where did you get rid of these things?
This is the next step. They're still in a box. They're still in a box in my garage.
Okay.
So they now need to be.
Do you have an idea of where you're going to take them?
Not particularly.
Because they have those boxes all over the place. You just put them in bags. They like to have them in bags. They don't get wet. And you can just pop them in those boxes when you're driving down the road. And I get such pleasure out of passing my things on, knowing that other people are going to benefit from it, from things that I no longer use. So if you can clue in to what it might feel like to contribute to somebody else's life with some of your things.
I think that does make a very important thing. Sometimes I feel that when I drive by those boxes and I have seen bags outside of the box for day, I don't know that it's that would give me the best, because sometimes I feel maybe they're not. I think I'd love to go to like a women's shelter over in Poughkeepsie, something to that. So I'm making the process a little bit more difficult, because dumping it into the box
is easy.
Yeah. And
but going to a women's shelter sounds like it's going to have a lot more payoff for you.
It has more payoff for
Right.
me. So for me to keep it in my garage for the moment, in tidy boxes, is okay. But it is something that will need to happen.
And is that something that you're willing to commit to kind of work on getting that out of your garage between now and the next time we meet?
That's easy, sure.
Okay, good. So I'll write that one down.
That might not take 15 minutes of conversation, but that's okay.
No, I mean, well, there'll be other things I'll have you. So commit to passing on clothing and feeling the pleasure. That's the other piece. It's not just a to-do that you can mark off your list. It's actually a source of pleasure.
Right.
To feel like you're helping someone else. Yeah. Okay, so you got rid of a lot of things. And what was that like to have a emptier closet?
It's good. It's a great feeling.
In what way?
It's just to be able to walk into my closet, to pick out what I want. Just made my life a lot easier.
Because you're not rifling through all the stuff that you don't really want to wear.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's just easy. You know, I don't really have to even turn the light on in my garage. In my closet. I know where things are. It's easy. It's just made my life a lot easier.
Wonderful. So how does that affect your life in the broader sense?
I don't know. It's just easier. I think that I don't know how much better. Freedom and easy and clear and.
Yes, last time we were together, we talked about, approaching this project with a sense of freedom, which was an important quality that you talked about, and being clear. And so I'm wondering if you experience any of those things now dealing with your closet.
Definitely. I mean, definitely. Walking in, seeing what I want, putting it on, being done, having a place to put things away too. That was the other piece of it too. My closet was extending out into my bedroom because I didn't have a place to put things anymore because it was all used up. And I think that is an important piece. I was talking with someone yesterday, like when you're a working mother, like how do people do it? And I realized that they just need to downsize their life tremendously.
Yeah.
They have to make it easier for themselves.
Yes.
I could never understand, why is it that some people, you walk into their house and it's always together, always. And some people, you walk into their house and there's things to pick up. And I think that the biggest part is making sure that you have a clear area to always put things away. And if you don't, it becomes a real problem.
Absolutely. That's wonderful learning that came out of that. That's wonderful. Yeah, that saying, a place for everything and everything in its place, is really a valuable saying when we're so cluttered that we don't have places for things and it starts kind of overcoming us. Right. But when you can clear out and get rid of enough, but have the things you need, but not a lot of extra, then you're able to have a place for something. Then you take it out, you use it, you wear it, whatever you do, and it goes right back. I know that when my closets have been overflowing sometimes, or the drawers are getting a little stuffed because I got something new, but I didn't get rid of the old. It's kind of frustrating to do the laundry because you're putting things back and you're kind of too many socks or too many pairs of underwear or whatever. You know, there's just not room for it. And when you clean it out, it's just so much easier to put the laundry back. Yeah.
Right. I'm the type that I won't put something away unless I can put it away properly. My husband, on the other hand, is the type that will put something away by putting it inside and closing the door. It's out of the way.
Right.
So without space to put things, my entire life becomes chaotic.
So where else might you take what you learned from doing your closet and expand into somewhere else in your house that you think it would be most beneficial?
Well, I actually did manage to do my garage as well, which was very good.
Wonderful.
Because I started to feel the same sort of because I have extended, I sell Pampered Chef, so I have a ton of kitchen stuff. And my kitchen is not that big, so I don't always have a place to put things in my kitchen. So I did start to expand, made a pantry in my garage. But when things get in the way of me getting to so I started feeling a little overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. So it was actually just this past weekend, I made it a plan. The weather was going to be, New Year's Day. I think the weather was
mild.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, that'll be an okay day to be out in the garage. Mm-hmm. So I did that, and I applied the same principles.
Which were? You committed to a certain time.
Committed to a time.
Yep. And did you get help?
No, I did not get help. I just said, this is what I want to do. And actually, when it wasn't being done the way I asked my help to leave.
Okay.
So, you know what? Just giving me the opportunity to do what I want to do is enough.
All right.
Was enough at that for this particular juncture.
Okay. So now you've got a cleaned up garage.
I've got a cleaned up garage.
So what else would you like to commit to? Because you said you'd like to come back on the show. So what else would you like to commit to between now and the next time we meet?
I think that my closet was just a little something to use towards my good intention, poor execution. Mm-hmm. And it's completely on the whole other, not so involved with cleaning or tidying up or decluttering my house. But the intention to execution, I intended when we opened up our pharmacy to...
You have a family-run pharmacy.
Family-run integrated pharmacy, and the integrated or alternative side of the pharmacy is my baby. And I had started going to online school, and when we talk about accountability, it's very hard to be accountable to an online school, particularly when the main office is in California. But I had started the program, and then I have let it sort of fall off. I would like to get my certificate in nutritional consulting.
Wonderful. And then you can use that in your your
it's
family pharmacy
very
in Pauling, which is a beautiful space, by the way. I love that pharmacy. Resolution RX, great pharmacy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how much more do you have to do in order to complete this certification?
It was a 5-year program, which I probably bit off a little bit more than I could chew. I'm 2.5 years into it.
Okay. So you're halfway?
I'm halfway. I probably have put maybe a year's worth of effort into it, so I'm putting myself a little behind the 8 ball here. But they're also looking at, 20 hours a week. And if I don't finish it in 5 years, that was a whole Bachelor of Science in Holistic Healthcare. So I probably should break it up into, I would like to get my nutritional consulting certificate, I don't know, definitely by this time next year.
Okay. And what chunk of that can you commit to between now and the next time we meet?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Just a small bite.
I would really like to give 1 hour a day every day. That's what I would really like to do.
Okay. And can you use, 1 hour a day every day, is that including weekends? or weekdays?
I think that it should include weekends as well. I do.
Well,
and I
there's,
don't know
there
if
should and there's what's possible. So given that you have these other pieces of your life.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's say 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Now, can I give myself Saturday and Sunday as if it doesn't happen on a day?
Yes.
Then I can fill in on it.
Absolutely. so weekends.
I feel like I always give myself a way out, which is
if that works for you, that's okay. You set the rules. It's your life. So if that works for you, great. Okay. And so you're going to do 1 hour a day, every day, working towards your certification, right?
Yes.
Well, I think that's a worthy goal, and I'm so excited. And I'm hoping that you use some of the principles you learned from the closet space and clearing that in your garage to see if some of those can maybe apply to your certification. Donna, it was great being with you today, and I can't wait to have you back and hear how it's going.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. Welcome back. I'd like to talk today about another way that I like to express myself creatively, and that's with colored pencils and watercolors. A few years back, my husband bought me this cute little watercolor tray and some tubes of paint and some brushes. I'm not an artist by any extreme. I don't draw well, I don't paint well, but in the privacy of my own home, I enjoy playing with that. Do you remember when you were young and they would have craft time in class? How much fun that was before we learned who was good and who wasn't good? A lot of us were put in the I'm not good at this category and stopped doing it. What a shame. There's so much fun to be had in doing this. So this is what I do, and I hope I inspire you to do it too. I have various notebooks here. This is one of them. And I mean, I literally, I love black ink. And I love working with different nibs. So that's what a lot of this is. And I just kind of do free form things. This is a picture of when I was at the ocean. Once again, not great art, but fun, definitely fun. And this is a time where I was feeling kind of freaked out and scared. So I made this crazy monster. And there is certainly value in doing this. I think it's a way to work out some of the things going on inside of our heads that just sit there otherwise. This was another time where I was feeling a little wigged out. I love faces, so that's kind of a fun thing for me to do. I get different size paper. There's value in having the small piece and working in a small area or having bigger things. Here's a piece that I did with Crayolas, which were really fun. Not Crayolas, Crayolas, sorry. Those wax-like crayon type things. And once again, not great art, but just fun to do, to get my hands moving, to get my subconscious awake and alive and in touch. Another wacky face. A little distressed, I think. So just fun things to do and ways to express yourself. So I hope you try various things and remember back to when you were young and the kind of ways that you had fun. Because one of the things that are missing a lot of times in our life is play and fun. And that kind of thing just energizes us. We live in a celebrity culture where the celebrities, the famous people are allowed to do all that fun stuff, but we're not because we're not making money at it or we're not good at it, whatever that means. But the truth is we can all do it. We can have a great time at it, and it's therapeutic for us. So get out your things, get some fun notebooks, go to the artist store, buy some paints, buy some fun little dishes, and have fun. Thank you. Welcome back. So today we talked with Donna, and Donna had great success in cleaning out her closet. And one of the things that happened is she moved her clothes that she's getting rid of, which there's a lot of those things. She moved them down to her garage. And when she moved them to her garage, she discovered her garage needed cleaned out. So she was motivated by her success in her closet, and she cleaned out a garage. When she passes those clothes on, somebody's going to be really happy to get those items. It's such a good feeling to pass on what we're not using anymore that's kind of cluttering up our lives, to move it through. I kind of have a rule, not a rule, but I try to, when I bring something new in, I try to take something old out that I don't really use anymore. And that makes it so much easier to approach my closet and figure out what I'm going to wear, because I'm not rifling through all the things I don't really like to wear and that aren't comfortable for me. So that's one benefit. And as we organize our space, we literally clear the space in our head to have more creative ideas. As Donna had success in her closet, she can now go on to have success in her garage. She can now, what she committed to is that she's going to start going back to her schoolwork, that she wants to complete her certification, nutritional certification. And she couldn't quite get there before because she had literally a clogged closet, which was kind of getting in her way of clearing the space in order to complete her schooling. So tune in, because Donna will be back again, and we'll see how it's going for her. And look in your own lives. What do you need to clear out? What space in your house do you need to organize and clear out in order to clear some space for you in your head to get those creative ideas out in the world and to move yourself further along the road in the way that you want to be? Email me. I'd love to hear from you. And if it's okay, I'll read some of them on the show. There's a place on my email where you can give permission or not. But it would be really helpful to hear what's going on with you, and it would help other people in the audience. So I look forward to hearing from you. And stay tuned. We'll be back next week. Thank you. And remember, we all have a purpose. We all have a gift. We're all here for a reason. So find out what yours is and start living it now. Take care.